Today's dev blog reading or ASMR content, whatever you want to call it, is for the developer update from November 6th, 2025. Currently speaking, it is Saturday, November 8th for me. Developer update 6 November 2025. Welcome to the developer update for November 6th, 2025. Today's featured world is Cozy Coast by Plus Vera Plus. Announcements. Wizards. Strats the purple has enchanted your eyeballs, so that you must watch this video. Video over VRChat Plus, or like game merged stuff. But yes, we have a lot of content for November. The Flask of Effervescence, the Emoji Jamori pack, the Seagull of Teleportation, the Runic Gateway, of course, the Wizard sticker pack, and a pen light. Yeah, okay. You have until December 4th at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to purchase all these goodies, so go get them. I can't make that noise quiet. It is mocking. If I can find the toggle. Well, it says there's something else in there for VRChat Plus subscribers. It's not magical. Your friends are gonna hate you. Oh, it's not visible. That's unfortunate, but it's a grown tube. I wonder if I can make it visible. Let me see. Let me try changing a setting. If I can go to mask UI. Is it a UI item? No. Green screen? No. Oh, this just might actually not work because the camera thing. I completely forgot about that. I do not know if VRC Lens has a thing for this. Yeah, I have no idea. Going back to it, event and group sharing. You will soon be able to share groups and events via the sharing system. Groups and events can both be shared via pedestals or shared directly to other users. Sharing groups and events will not require VRChat Plus, so go crazy and share all the cool things that you are interested in with your pals. Public events and public groups are pretty straightforward to share if you're already familiar with our sharing system. Simply find the group or event that you'd like to share and hit the share or the new share button on the respective info pages. PS, the event page share button is used to open your web browser. This functionality has been moved to the new view on the website button. You can then drop them as pedestals. Shared event, shared group, or you can share them directly with others. Private groups cannot be shared at this time. It is also important to note that these shares are not invitations to groups or events. Rather, they serve as a quick way to get other people the info pages for the respective content. Users can choose to join the group or register interest themselves after they get a chance to view the shared content's details. This also means that public groups that are invite only can be shared, but that doesn't mean that users viewing the details via a share are automatically invited. This might be handy for club owners, for example, to share show running groups and information about them, but not necessarily have every user join them as a member. Group-only events can only be shared via pedestals for now. Only members of the group hosting the event will be able to see these pedestals. If roles are defined on the event, the pedestal should only appear for group members that have the respective roles. More Steam audio behind the scenes. Some further work on realistic player voices. We wanted to get it just right, so we snagged a data set of human voice properties. I can't read this. Lesha man, eat owl. You can see it here, hyperlink, and crunch the numbers to find the best possible fit. We learned a couple neat things in the process. Human voice, at least the mid to high range, tilts slightly up due to how your neck and skull absorb sound. Secondly, while Steam audio uses raw amplitudes and visualizes them that way, most papers you will find are going to visualize in decibels. Tweaking the Steam audio visualizer to fit this made it a little easier to see what's going on. Here's our results. It's subtle, but internal feedback has been saying that it's a game changer with big crowds in tight corners. You might not even reach for earmuffs, or earmuff mode. There's a couple photos showing how it's visualized from a avatar player. Note that this is a good simulation of a sound in a big open area, concert club, open field, outside, unless so close indoors, but either way it's closer than a flat curve ever was. Upcoming creator fixes. Thumbnail image required avatar upload failures. In SDK 3.9.0, it's possible for an avatar project to get stuck in a state where avatar uploads always fail due to the error. Thumbnail image is required for avatar creation, even if a thumbnail has actually been selected. This is an issue related to how VRChat SDK now generates avatar IDs remotely instead of locally, which is something we mentioned in a previous dev update. If a new avatar upload is interrupted, it can potentially leave a partially uploaded avatar behind, which then can cause strange behavior in the SDK when you try to upload it again. In a future release of the SDK, it will handle these partial avatars correctly, which should deal with this problem. The SDK builder page right defaults on avatars. In SDK 3.8.2, a new validation check was introduced for avatars to verify that the avatar's armature is a direct child of the game object that contains its animator. This is necessary to allow pose syncing to work together, or in other words, to make sure the pose you're seeing yourself doing is matching what others see you doing remotely. As part of the validation check, the SDK begins calling rebind on the avatar's animator. Unfortunately, rebinding the animator also causes it to write defaults, which has the effect of resetting everything on the avatar affected by its animator back to its defaults every validation ran. This one slipped past us. Sorry for the issues it's been causing. The next SDK release will update it to rebind in a way that does not write defaults. VRChat mirror reflection can modify built-in materials. The SDK contains a component called VRC mirror reflection, which makes various changes to materials used by the attached object to return it into a mirror. Its main purpose is to be used by the VRC mirror prefab included in the SDK, which you can drag and drop into your world to quickly and easily create a new mirror. Based on the assumption this component worked by searching for a renderer on the same game object as it and directly reassigning its shader to one of those used by VRChat mirrors. Things would get pretty weird if you directly added this component to one of Unity's built-in primitives like cube or quad. Unity primitives use a material that's built into the game engine that you should normally never edit. When adding VRC mirror reflection to one of them, the material would be updated to use the mirror shader instead of Unity's standard shader. That change would then apply to every other primitive shape in your world since they'd be using the same material. A future SDK release will update this component so it only tries to directly replace the shader if the material is marked as editable. More specifically, if height flags don't include not editable. If the material isn't editable, the component will generate its own copy of the material to shader assigned and use that instead, leaving the original unchanged. OSC avatar change endpoint wasn't triggering. The OSC endpoint avatar change lets you switch avatars automatically by passing an avatar ID to it. The way that this was intended to work is that it would let you change the avatar if in any of your favorite lists. recently used avatars, one of your purchased ones, or one that you uploaded yourself. An issue affecting this method made it so that only the first of those cases was working. That has been fixed in an upcoming client release, so you'll be able to use it for recent purchased and uploaded avatars again. Data dictionary struck key issues. Data dictionaries can be used in Udon to map keys to values just like ordinary C# or C+. C# or C#. Dictionary. There's an ongoing issue with them where if you use a struct type as a key, attempts to give values might fail when they shouldn't. For example, when doing something like this, data dictionary dict equals new data dictionary dict new data token new victor 32 and 246 new data token test. If dict try get value new data token new vectors int 246 out data scrollable token value, else debug log Udon failed. The script would log failed even though it's actually an entry within the dictionary with that key. When two data tokens contain references to structs, they were being compared by doing an equality check between those references using equal, which compared them by reference instead of value. The fix coming in the future is to compare these to those references by using equals instead, which means data dictionaries can get values correctly when the key is the same as the key already in the dictionary. String and image loading have no content headers. You can use string loading and image loading to request strings and images from the internet from Udon and display them in the world the same way. An upcoming client release will set the accept header of string and image requests. String requests will have an accept header set to */*. Image requests will have an accept header set to image */*. The goal of this is to let server processing the requests. The server process the request to tell whether the client is asking for a string or an image. In some worlds, this might help reduce the number of VRC URLs that are needed by letting requests for each kind of content go to the same URL. No stream tomorrow. Whoa, you made it down here. Well, if you did, we're just letting you know that there will be no stream tomorrow. See you next week. Conclusion. And that's it. Our next dev update will be on November 20th. Jumping back a bit, I am personally very happy with it took a little bit to get used to, but the stream audio, I've been on here for a number of years, and prior to the whole earmuff mode thing, like, I would use it sometimes, but I always found it extremely limiting because I like being able to hear people still, but it's just like a very, very like cut off, like hard wall, which I guess that makes sense with earmuff mode. You can do like dampening, whatever, but it is very nice where just how audio is now, instead of it being like around you by a set radius, that your voice actually goes forward more versus behind. So if I'm talking to someone like face to face like this, then I'm more audible to them, versus if I'm speaking facing a different way and it's more muffled. Like, I've been to, if it's either like different meetups or group events or public instances and there's plenty of people around, I could still focus using no earmuff mode, but it'd be a lot going on. Now, like the article says, it doesn't feel like I need earmuff mode anymore. Sometimes maybe if there's like a lot going on, but it's very, very uncommon, I think. That's it though, at least for this one, unless something gets posted next